balloon porn. And you said, and you were talking about our wives, and you mentioned Asian porn, and you looked at me and said, or, goth porn. And that was, and she didn't understand why she was labeled as goth, and that's when she specifically sent you the message, oh, really?
Dark hair and white skin always equals goth to me.
But
I like how he was supposed to know what that was. Like just from, oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, must have been
Don't you know what I'm listening to right now when I'm posting this?
I may not have mentioned that she's a girl.
Because I thought it was the comment where it said your apartment looked like a poet lived in it. That's what I thought she was talking about.
I don't think she cares about that. She hates poets, but
she hates to be called goth, huh?
What? She hates
She's
poets?
never been called goth.
She's never been called goth before?
Just because she loves Joy Division and Morrissey and loves black and...
Blacks?
She loves blacks, yeah.
Nice.
Wow.
She's equal opportunity employer.
Apparently. That's an issue we have going on right now. I don't want to discuss it yet.
You don't get the affirmative action debate burns in your house. It rages.
Black goth.
Awesome. So you were saying before your wife cooked a delicious eggplant something or other and cheesecake?
Yeah, Gundolin meal.
Yeah, I won't eat any of it. I'll eat the cheesecake. I hate eggplant.
Really?
I think
You hate
eggplant's the grossest
eggplant?
thing in the world.
But it's fresh
Have you eaten
eggplant.
meat lately?
No, I have not.
Oh, you should start eating eggplant then. It's good.
Yeah, no, it's disgusting, actually.
It's not.
I don't know if you guys remember. I've eaten it before, and I hate it, and it's disgusting.
If you fry it,
That's what
I
she
have.
did.
cover it, and
I have. It's disgusting.
Eat
just
my
rip the
wife's
black skin off.
I'll take a bite of it.
and just try it.
I will try it. I'll absolutely try it. And on the air next week, I'll tell you how much I loved it, but I guarantee you I'll hate it.
Racist.
I do not. What? You think I like Moulignon? I can't stand that stuff.
Racist.
What?
No,
It's-
I don't like eggplant either.
Eggplant
it's
is
filthy. It's disgusting.
maybe-
It's got mush.
What
It's
do you
all
mean?
mushy.
You guys are
and-
crazy. Keith, do you like eggplant?
I'm not. I forced myself to like it when I stopped eating meat.
Why did I bring
years
the
back.
eggplant here then?
My
But
wife will go crazy for it. My wife is a tremendous fan of.
Recently,
like
I
eggplant.
ate eggplant rollatini, and I thought it was delicious. Like I think there's absolute potential in eggplant. I will say that I went out to a Chinese restaurant a couple weeks ago. I think we discussed this on the air. I got eggplant and garlic sauce.
No, you can't get eggplant at a Chinese
And
joint.
that was
They don't
horrible.
know how
It
to
was
do that.
pieces of raw eggplant and garlic sauce, and it was terrible. But
raw, cooked,
Not raw, it was
no
cooked,
matter
but it
what,
was-
eggplant is disgusting.
This is fried and baked.
I'm telling you, I used to work in a pizzeria, in a couple of different pizzerias for years. Granted, where we made meatballs that made people sick, but the actual eggplants themselves were. I've had like a delicious looking fried eggplant and taken it out of the fryer and said, "Wow, that looks so good." I put a little salt on it and took a bite out of it because it looked so delicious and like almost gagged because it's
but
the
you gotta
grossest.
bury it in sauce and cheese. You know
Sauce
what?
and
If you
mozzarella.
make the same way you're
Then
making,
give me, you know what? Give me pasta.
But the same way you're making sacrifices and you'll eat like fake chicken nuggets from Morningstar, you would prefer to eat real chicken if you were going to eat.
All right,
that.
I didn't want to get on my soapbox again this week. You want to talk about making sacrifices? There's a company called Quorn, Quorn,
Love that band.
that does meat-free, soy-free products. They do something. It's a fungus-based protein. And it is maybe the most amazing thing in the world because you will not be able to tell the difference between it and turkey. They haven't done it with beef yet, but their turkey and chicken products are maybe the greatest things I've ever eaten in my entire life.
What was the product name again?
Quorn, Quorn. Oh, I got the life, bro. But
The fact that you have that.
Such a good song.
do you really think that?
This is a pretty good song. And the video is probably the most funniest videos I've ever seen in my
Is this
life.
the one with the bullets flying
Snoop
around?
Dogg and all the Snoop Dogg, who's the guy that does Pit My Ride.
Exhibit.
Exhibit and all these other rappers are on it, and they play Korn. They play Korn. Pretty good.
Korn had one of the greatest album covers ever.
What? Oh,
Which
with,
was,
with the circus? With,
No, it was like their first album. The little girl on the swing, and all you see is a shadow of a giant monster with claws. She's just looking up at
Yeah,
him.
please make this go away. There's nothing in the world I want to hear less than Quorn.
That's my OCD too. Bad music.
The anti-Christian who just was really into Christian rock told you to take that off. That tells you how he feels about it.
Yeah, that's the worst thing I could even possibly imagine. But so we're talking about all these delicious foods and whatnot. Last night I attempted to make a bloomin' onion at my house. You guys can enjoy some of it after we leave the room. It didn't bloom the way it was supposed to. I basically made onion rings.
Okay.
But they taste exactly like a bloomin' onions in my mind.
Do you have the sauce too? The blooming onion sauce?
Yes,
Ooh, what'd you make?
the bloomin' onion sauce. That's what we made. It was delicious.
Well, what is it? It's mayonnaise and red stuff. What is it?
I don't know. I wasn't.
Oh, you bought it from the store?
No. We made it. We found that with like secret recipes online. It's really delicious, and that's how I learned how to make the bloomin' onion. Sorry, let me get one last sip of the vodka before you take it from me. It seems that someone is calling on the hottest of all lines here on Best in Show, bestinshowradio.com. Who's this? Caller?
Caller, you're on the air.
Hey, it's Bourgeoisie. What's happening?
Hey! Finally, he calls in. Make this louder. We can barely hear him.
What up, dude?
What's going on, buddy?
I just wanted to return to the whole in-laws and religion conversation that you guys were having a few minutes ago.
Please.
My wife and I, when we were getting married, we were looking at all these places. We went to like the Angel Orange Sands Foundation. We went to churches. We went to secular places. And at the end of it, we finally decided to get married at the Brooklyn Botanic Gardens. But the only problem was my wife's got a 103-year-old great-grandmother from Naples, and my baba from Croatia is, they're both super religious, super Catholic. We got to figure out a way we can get married at this place and still have a Catholic ceremony. So we went to churches, and none of the priests were willing to do it because you have to get married on, consecrated ground. So my wife went on the internet and she found a site called rentapriest.com. And yes. And rentapriest.com, it's sort of like a clearinghouse for priests, Catholic priests, who have not been deordained or defrocked, so they still are technically priests, but they've been frowned upon by the church to the point that they can't serve in a parish. So our priest was a married guy. He was against the whole vow of celibacy thing. He thought that was like a relatively recent evolution in the church, and he was trying to rebel against it. So they kicked him out of his parish because he was married, but he was still technically, according to the Vatican, a priest. So my in-laws and my baba got to the wedding. They saw this guy with a collar. He did the Catholic ceremony, and it was all good. But they don't realize that we were even worse than sinners. That we actually got married by a heretic.
Chris, you're a grown man. You shouldn't have babas with you anymore.
Dude, you haven't seen her. Croatian grandmothers push like wheelbarrows. They have the smocks on their heads. They're hardcore.
The whole concept of rent-a-priest at all, and the fact that they're guys, on the way out at the very least, for lack of a better term, you got to imagine that at least 75% of those dudes are kid touchers. Going,
Yeah.
Oh man,
I love rentapriest.com.
Oh,
And
man.
it's also probably a good, thing for the show. If you can't find a psychiatrist to talk to Keith or anything, probably call Rent a Priest and have them call in.
God.
Absolutely, give him a confession on the air. That would be terrific.
Exactly.
My kid's birthday party is coming up soon. I'm gonna rent a priest to serve pasta.
Father McMullen at rentapriest.com.
Hey, Bourgeois, do you think Keith needs psychiatric attention?
My college roommate had very serious OCD, and the symptoms were very similar to what Keith was describing. Like, he couldn't stand if you had a shoe that wasn't in a pair of shoes or anything that was supposed to be in even numbers. It would throw him off. So, he could function, but the whole day he would be distracted, and he wouldn't really be able to do anything. And I think you guys are giving Keith a hard time. I think, there's something beyond normal about what he's describing. And, if he's not completely debilitated by his OCD, you guys should be praising him and really wishing him well, and not just getting down on him for being a wannabe.
That's no fun.
Yeah, we're jerks though.
I just found out about this. I didn't even know Keith had this affliction.
Dude, I've known Keith for just about close to 20 years now, and I'm finding out that he really considers himself OCD today.
What, Bourgeois? You think we're really being down on him? I think we're just trying to get out the
I thought we were
facts.
supporting our friends.
So did I.
thought we did a great job.
Not exploiting him.
Next time you guys are talking about pedophilia or homosexuality, and Keith really wants to admit something to you, he's going to be completely inhibited because of how you came down on him today.
Awesome. By the way,
Wait a second. Wait. Did you just call Keith a pedophilia? You just said he's
I'm not trying to put words in anybody's mouth, but I'm just saying if he wants to come out at some point, you're not creating a good environment for him to do that.
we haven't created an environment of a healthy intervention environment, I suppose. By the way, the roommate from college, did his name begin with a Z?
Yes, it did. It did.
Because of that guy, to this day, I pour hydrogen peroxide in my ears and let it sit there because of him.
Ew, coagulates the wax?
It gets the wax out of there, dissolves it for you. That's something that he used to do that I think is terrific. I think it's the greatest thing in the world.
Yeah.
I do it at least once a week. I think it's fantastic.
talking about, Vanessa had called in and mentioned that, the point at which something becomes pathological is when it's debilitating, when you can't lead your life.